Hey there, so I'm here with an update about what happened after I took down my Google ad and also to give some pointers on how to generate new business without using a Google ad. I don't know if you all have seen my previous videos where I talked about how I got, so much business in January and February, and that was by using a Google ad. However, the thing is, Google ads ain't free. They're expensive. I spent like $200 both times on ads. Now I made about I made $600 that first month, I want to say, and I made $700 and change that second month. But that number, you then have to subtract what I spent on advertising. So let's just say I made about $500 or so both months. So a few people were like, girl, you don't need a Google ad to advertise your notary business. And I listened, but I wanted to try it out for myself. You know, I'm a little hard-headed. So I said, well, let me see how it really balances out if I just lower the dollar amount. Child, it went over. It went over the limit that I set, and that's okay because I realized then I needed to try it without the Google ad at all. So what I did was just made sure that my Google business page was set up properly. That was the first thing I had to do. So what I want to tell you all is before you set up your Google business page, just pick a name, right? Pick a name, stick to the name. Think about who you are as a business and how you want to be and present yourself as a notary, and create the Google business page because no one will be able to find you without that. That Google business page is how people find you if they search for a notary near me or something similar to that. If they're on maps and they're looking for a notary in the area, that is what links to that Google business page. So pick a name and set it up. That's all you need to do. Now, that doesn't mean you can't change the name later, but just make sure you pick the name and set it up. Before you even do that, make sure you get your commission, by the way. If any of you are just waiting to get the commission, where there were a couple of you who we've communicated and you said you were waiting, whatever it was that you were waiting on. You were waiting on it to be a sunny day. You were waiting on it to be a rainy day. You were waiting on it just to be waiting on it. Go ahead and get your commission because you can't do anything without that, okay? So set the Google business page up, and then you want to make sure that you're telling the people that you know that you are, in fact, a notary. Now, you can tell your cousins and aunties and them. That may or may not work for you. I find telling my friends, and then they tell their business associates and their friends and their coworkers, that works for me. My family knows I'm a notary, but so is my brother. So a lot of times people go to him because they forget that I do it too. And that's fine. But I just tell everybody, whether you ask me or not, I'm like, do you know I'm a notary? Oh, happy Tuesday. Did you know I'm a notary? I tell people because at some point they're going to remember and they're going to need me and they're going to call me, right? So Google business page and tell people. And before that, get your commission. So after that, the thing is, you want to start to get your name out there. Start talking to local businesses, whether it's the barbershop, the hair salon, the nail shop. It could be the Home Depot. It could be the bank down the street. These are all places where you have potential clients waiting. They don't know that they need you, but they do, because guess what? Everyone has to get something notarized at some point. So when people are out on Saturday afternoons and they're like, oh, let me get my nails done. Guess what? They never remember that they need a notary until they need a notary. And those things hit you when you're having your downtime, i.e. when you're getting your nails done or getting your pedicure. So get your business cards and put them in these locations. Most times if you ask people, they'll be like, sure, go ahead, you can leave some cards here. They may have another notary's cards there. So just make sure your cards look better. That's how I like to work. We can all do the same thing, but your clientele may not be my clientele. There may be something that a person connects with me that they may not with you. And in any case, there's enough business for all of us. So stop looking at your fellow notaries as your competition. I mean, they are, but it's okay because we're not all servicing the same people necessarily. So that ties into the tell people and all of that. And just leverage the buildings and the businesses that are around you. Free advertisement, right? So here's something else I wanted to tell you all about. With the Google business page, I have found that ever since I took down my ad, first of all, I went through a straight up dead zone, like dead period after I took down my ad. I was getting no calls, no emails, no interaction with my site whatsoever. What really changed the game was I finally got a call. Someone found me on Google Business or like searching for notaries near me, and I serviced them that day. At the end of my appointment, I said, oh, well, if you don't mind, I'm going to send you a link to leave a review. They were like, okay, sure. I didn't think they were actually going to leave a review, but they did. Sometimes people will leave a review. Sometimes they don't, whatever. It's their choice. But make sure that you are asking each and every person who you notarize documents for a review. The way I do it is I send it via text message. So after I leave the appointment, or right before I leave the appointment, I say, hey, if you don't mind, I'll send you a link for you to leave a short review, if you don't mind. Half the times they do. So once I started getting reviews, it was like after that first review, then that second review, I started getting calls. And I said, okay, this is good. So every person after that, I'm still asking for a review. I only have like 11 reviews right now. But I have found that I'm getting more and more interaction the more reviews that I get. So it seems to be the case that the more interaction you have with your business and with your company in general, and that you have with your clients, the more you'll be shown by Google. Here's a tip though. When people leave you a review, you then want to comment and reply to that review, whether it's thank you so much, or again, please let me know if you need anything else again in the future. That is a game changer, because I have found, and not even that I found, but I think Google sent me a message about this, like, hey, you have reviews that you haven't replied to yet. So they look for that. They want you to reply to those reviews. All of those things have generated more business for me and increased my visibility. Now, I can't tell you about how much because I didn't really look back and track, but it has increased my visibility. And you can search for it out there on Google. There are videos about it. Even here on YouTube University, people will break down how the Google algorithm works, especially when it comes to finding local businesses and how to maximize the use of your reviews and your free Google business page. All of those things make a huge difference. So I think the takeaways from this video are going to be, get your commission if you haven't already, name your business, tell people about your business, create your Google business page, and ask for reviews each and every time. Those are game changers, and I have successfully pulled myself out of the black hole that existed after I took my Google business page down. So, not my Google business page, but took down my Google ad. So keep those things in mind. If you feel like doing any of that is just too much for you, then maybe being a notary is not the thing for you, because it does require some work and input on your end for you to get the outcome that you want. So if you want to make some money, do these things, because all of them are free except for getting business cards, which you can get business cards for super cheap. So no excuses. No excuses, you guys. You don't need an expensive Google ad to have a successful business. Success for you varies. The success for all of us varies. I can just say that I've seen an increase in business. This month so far, I have made, I think, $362 without the use of a Google ad. And last month I made $220. So there has been an increase. There has been an increase, and that is pure organic business without the use of a Google ad. So that's it for me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will absolutely get back to you, because y'all know I ain't got nothing else to do. I'm still at home. All right. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.